You talking like this?
Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was brought away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book.
MC Proper.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the day after Memorial Day. Hope everyone had a fantastic holiday. Thank you to the veterans who did their thing. Tonight, we take over. It is the Bama Standard night. Before we get started, you folks in the audience who we love so much have a few things to do for us. As you see on the screen, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're in the live chat, let's get rowdy tonight. If you did not make it to the live event, get down in the comment section below. Let us know how you feel. We're going to be talking about a few controversial things. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is an all-star crew. Headline by the undefeated, undisputed king of comedy. The man that brings all the ratings, all the views. He's everyone's cousin, but more importantly, he's the star of the show, Steve Brown.
You know what, Justin? You didn't put emphasis on undefeated. Apparently, you didn't watch what I did to Tony Brown last week. You didn't watch it. Apparently, you didn't. For the viewers that saw it, y'all saw how it went down. You saw how I've been working out and doing my thing. Marvin, he was surprised. He was jealous because I stopped, using his book and using my own. And I was looking good. And I pulled that shirt off. And then Tony was like, man, what you got going on? Let me just, I just feel good about it, man. Hey.
Smoke, throw the damn flag.
We're gonna recap it. We're gonna recap it.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, indecent exposure,
all that.
All the above. My God. Haven't made on
Pettey.
That.
The man who is interrupting Steve's moment is a 1999 All-SEC linebacker. When Ric Flair said to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man, ladies and gentlemen. He is still that man, Marvin Constant.
And that man is trying to save us all from having to watch that again. Oh, my God.
The man is just mad because he got love handles and man boobs. That's just what it is. And I was sexy. I brought all the milkshake to the yard last week.
For all the old heads, you did that right for all the old heads.
Hey, what Eddie Murphy said in life when old boy was sitting over there with that robe, but I'm gonna eat some Jello after this. But don't you do that to us again. You done turned my whole stomach, man. No.
Well, you know what? The only friend I got that really saw this and gave me props, Pettey, let him know.
I thought you won.
He's lactating.
Thank you.
Man, Pettey had to pause and stutter, man.
I went and got my implants because I was so jealous of what I saw.
He
in
did.
That display.
Thank you.
He did.
So you went and got a whole BBL now.
He did.
Marvin, you're jealous, man. You're jealous.
But one man who's never jealous and one man who caused the stomachs to turn of all wide receivers to come across his path because he was an all-SEC defensive back for the University of Alabama. Then he did his thing with Bills Mafia as a player and as a scout. He's one of the leading evaluators of talent in the entire world, the first GM of college football. Ladies and gentlemen, Smoke Dixon.
What's happening, man? I had to jump back on the show, and I'm glad I missed that show too, because that was embarrassing.
What are you talking about, Smoke?
That was embarrassing. What you did?
Smoke.
Yeah.
I came on and I gave him my all to show that one ab, and it looked damn good.
That one side ab look all right. It look all right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
But just don't do that anymore.
Marvin,
just don't do that anymore.
Man, what? Y'all wait till y'all see the bottom half.
Oh,
y'all wait till y'all see my bottom half. I got on my white undies too. I can't wait to stand up.
And that reminds me to promote Steve Brown's OnlyFans. Steve Brown's OnlyFans. You can catch that after the show. Velvet Thunder 69.
8-minute abs and 2.
And last but not
There
least,
it is.
he is the man who leads the charge on the opening kick. He is the captain of the Gillettes on the Strip. He is the living legend, and we have him back-to-back nights. Daniel Pettey, who's also going to tell us about our sponsor. Pettey, what's going on, brother?
Man, I'm here.
Hey.
Glad to be here with all of you all-stars, with the muscle machine to my left, the muscle machine's up above me. And speaking of hard muscles, man, nothing goes harder than that lamb stone, that natural stone. If you're building that dream home and you've looked around and said, you know, I want one of those castles that has all that stone on it. Well, now's the time. Go to realrockstone.com. That's Lambstone Company. They're located in Aniana, Alabama. They're one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. And if you tell them we sent you by using the promo code, the Bama Standard, you'll receive 10% off your purchase of stone. Look, man, don't hesitate. Call them today. Now is the time. Building that home, and not just home. If you're doing that stuff in the garden, you need some, that beautiful stone to do a walkway. They got you. They got you hooked up. RealRockstone.com. After the show, of course, check out Lambstone Company today.
So, hey, Pettey, let me ask you something. Do you think they would let me do like a commercial and showing my abs and compare it to like stone?
With the stone, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Business gonna go down.
Yeah.
Business going right to the bottom.
Exactly.
Whoa, wait a minute.
No.
So you're saying don't buy stock now?
Man, they not buying nothing. They buying their way, so not watching that again.
Exactly.
Hey man, what they say? And always be your own people. I tell you the truth.
Always. They tell you the truth.
My friend. Marvin, you think I can pull this commercial off? Marv, come on now. We've been knowing each other for a while.
One ab? No.
He been fighting for that one ab all his life.
I'm 57 years old. I look damn good.
You do.
How about
Yes.
For that one ab, and it ain't
Nah,
there.
hey Marvin, now hold on, Marv. I ain't gonna let you press for your age. You look good, bro. For real, you look good.
He looks
what
great
do
for
you mean
his
for my
age.
age?
But
What
there
do
is
you
no
mean for my
pack
age?
under there. There is no pack. No.
Marv, what do you mean for my age?
For the master
For the
division.
57-year-olds out there that's looking for like a one ab and a lump and another lump crew,
Hey,
man, you hit that right on the head.
Hey, listen, man. Here's the thing about it, Steve. At your age, if you went to a bodybuilding competition, you'd be in the masters division. There you go.
What the hell does that mean?
The master-
That means you keep your damn shirt on.
The best thing you're doing right now.
He's the.
Hey,
So
Pettey,
what,
Pettey,
Marvin-
thanks for being on. Pettey, thanks for being in my corner.
I got you. I got you way back. I got you back, man. I'm way back here in Florida.
Thank you,
Got you
man.
back.
So what Marvin
Thank you.
essentially is saying is that Steve Brown is the Ronnie Coleman of the assisted living facility.
No,
Mm.
don't do that to Ronnie.
Don't disrespect Ronnie like that, bro. Come
Don't do
on.
that to Ronnie.
Wait a
Come on.
minute. Whoa.
Man, have
Like
y'all
Wade.
seen videos of Ronnie Coleman lately? I don't know. You don't want you.
See,
You're
listen.
doing better than
See,
Ronnie.
hey, look in the comments. Somebody said they thought I was 45. Y'all, I will be 58 July 27th. Yes.
I agree, bro.
Amazing. I look
Notice he threw that date out there. That's he's about to throw out an address and a wish list.
all that.
Yeah.
Hey man,
GoFundMe.
Listen, do y'all realize how many women I was pulling at the American Legion? Do y'all realize that?
How is Miss Gertrude? All right, listen, guys. we'll come back to that. We always circle back, but listen, one thing we gotta get to is our special guest. We are known for bringing legends on here, and for Smoke Dixon, one of the positions on the field that he criticizes the hardest.
No, I just don't talk about him.
He doesn't talk about him.
Yeah,
but,
I'm just gonna talk about him.
but he did, however, talk about the man who's about to come on this screen. Before there was Landon Dickerson, before there was Antoine Caldwell, there was a man that moved mountains. So much so that he caused Shad Williams to erupt to the end zone countless times. Santonio Beard to erupt to the end zone countless times, rest his soul. Ahmad Galloway to erupt to the end zone countless times, rest his soul.
Ray Hudson, throw my man Slick in there too.
Absolutely. He is an all SEC center for the University of Alabama in 2002. Then he went on to do his thing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bama Standard, the one, the only Alonzo Ephraim. What is up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
Mike Lowry.
Mike Larry.
Hey man, that's my cousin, man. That's my cousin on my daddy's side. Tell him, man, we cousins, ain't we? Tell him.
Huh?
This man say he don't know you, man.
We cousins. That's my second cousin on my daddy's side, man. I know him. He know me.
Second cousin.
Yeah,
You might be right, man. I got a big family. You don't meet all your cousins.
I told you.
He's always
Don't claim him, Lonzo. I was at his house one time and I told him I needed some cologne. He handed me the bottle. It said greens and cornbread.
Hey.
That's when you know you're in a different age group. When you walk out smelling like greens and cornbread.
Hey, so I always wanted to tell you this too, man. I'm glad that I got a chance to finally talk to you because I always wanted to tell you this. You were much better than Marvin. I just wanted to tell you that you were so much better than Marvin Constant.
Absolutely, he's a better college player than Marvin.
Hey, man, Mook was a legend, man. Now, Mook was a true legend, man. Like he probably would have been one of the best linebackers to ever come out, barring his injuries. But Mook was a beast. Everybody knew that.
Well, thank you.
I didn't.
Except Marvin Brown.
Hey, let's put it like this. Everybody knew from him coming out there. Like, everybody knew from playing with him. Mook was no joke.
Hey, Zoe, you know what? Marvin, Mook and I have been going back and forth. And we've been talking about the legendary matchup between him and one Boogie Marvin Brown.
Yeah.
Do you remember those matchups?
I do, yeah.
Now, Marvin wants to go on and say he won a lot of those.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Marvin, let me finish, bro. I ain't ask you nothing.
He said he gave him that work.
We're talking to the guest, not you. Mute his mic. Now, if you can recant some of these stories, Zoe. Who do you remember getting most of those W's in that matchup?
If I'm being honest, Boogie was something special. I ain't gonna lie. Marvin Brown, he was something special. Boogie, I'm probably gonna say.
Let me wipe my face with this title towel.
Well, Alonzo, there's also a belief that y'all were the best fighting Alabama football team as far as boxing because so much shit was started by Smoke that y'all all had to learn to be better fighters.
Oh, no question.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, we was knocking people out.
But y'all saying that Mook was so this and so that, but I played with the old Alabama team on PlayStation, and his rating was a 63.
Nah, I don't believe that now. You ain't gonna let you just beat my guy up like that.
It was a 63.
Nah.
I don't believe
and I created him.
Nah, I ain't gonna listen. There's only one man on this planet Earth that I can say that
run stopping and that's Mook. Mook gonna plug the holes, he gonna knock your dick in the dirt. Just be honest. Just be honest now.
Yes.
And he gonna hop up like he ain't did nothing. That's the killing part.
Hold on, wait a minute.
He never showed no emotion. He just always not. That Tennessee game, the Tennessee game, Mook went off.
Yes.
I think he had like 20-some tackles in that game.
Yes.
Yeah, he went off.
Yeah. Listen, there's only one guy that I could ever just go down and say they had a real good matchup. And Boogie ain't win all of them. But other than that, yeah, Mook was undefeated out there. He knocked some pads loose.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. But guys, wait a minute. This ain't about Marvin. This is about our guest. I don't care about Marvin at all.
We just had to get it straight. That's just one story I had to get straight.
And I appreciate it,
Marvin
Boogie had a lot of epic battles. I will say that is the one person in practice I always knew. He gonna bring his A game. I'm bringing my A game. The rest of them, we could be in line to do drills, and you can see them count numbers, and they trying to get out the way. They're like, nah, let me go get a mouthpiece. Let me get some fish.
Let me get some water.
Now, I'll be honest. I know Mook pretty intricately. Like Me and Mook had our battles.
Let's talk about those, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
this is about you.
Yeah,
this is your show.
Yeah, let's talk about how you whipped him. Let's talk about how you whipped him.
I mean, man, I'm very humble, but I'm gonna say, man, Mook, no, man, probably about 80% of the time I was blocking him.
Ooh, man.
80% of the time I was blocking him.
The great one.
Hey, and you know what they used to say? The big eye in the sky
humble.
don't lie.
Ooh, hey, so you ain't blocked Marvin no damn 80%.
So what I heard is,
bring them numbers down.
Is you won the battles and Marvin didn't.
No, listen, I just said it.
Yeah,
2 minutes ago. The only guy that I can walk away and say,
no tackles.
Ooh,
80% of the time.
Hey, I'm gonna up there and say,
let's be honest now. Where you think I earned my name from now? I ain't earned my name just from blocking D linemen now.
I will say this.
Hey, so did you ever get it in
alignment? There weren't many alignmen who could block me. There were many days that Neil Callaway and his old offensive staff were pissed because they couldn't get a damn playoff.
Agreed.
And
all right,
you know
so
what?
let's go ahead.
And you might be right. But what I can truly say is when I was in there, facts don't lie now.
Ooh,
I'm blocking back. I'm blocking linebacker. It ain't many folks, bro, that I didn't block. And I ain't just saying you.
Ooh.
I'm not just saying you now.
Ooh.
You did a great job at your job.
Yes.
But here's the reality of it. If I didn't want offense to run plays, they didn't run plays.
Well, hold on. They didn't run plays.
Hold on. I ain't gonna say that neither now. Hey, hold on. Both y'all gassing this thing up.
I believe
I'm gonna be the truth saying.
Hold on.
I believe so.
Because I always talk about run the script, do this. No, I don't want to run your script. I'm gonna play football. And you gonna have to block me. And the majority of the time, they weren't damn I used to give their asses hell.
Yeah, so let me get this for you, bro. Let me get this for you, classmate. Marvin, I'm gonna say that Alonzo Ephraim, my time from his freshman year on, easily could have been a starter. Period. Paul Hogan probably played just because he knew the playbook better than you, Zoe.
Right.
But athletically and physically, nowhere was it even close.
It wasn't even close.
Zoe, I don't remember Cornelius Griffin allowing you to get to Marvin Constant on a consistent basis. Now, did you get Marvin a couple of times? Yes. A few, maybe so. The 80% be in the class, graduate, and I ain't gonna say that.
Now,
and that's my truth.
Hold on.
But Zoe, you hell now.
Let me break down to you.
We hell.
See, this the 80%. If I'm not blocking back on Big C, or if I'm not blocking on K White was in there, or Jamie Carter.
Yeah. Oh, Big Fox was hell too.
Big Fox. But if I'm not blocking back on them or not double teaming them on the zone where the guard's supposed to climb to the linebacker, when I had to climb to him, 80% of the time when I climbed to him, I did my job.
You got to him. You got to him. 80% of the time you got to him. I don't know if you blocked him. 80% of the time you got to him.
Hey, when I say I did my job, the job includes the block.
Oh, so let me ask you this. How many times, and I think the world want to hear this, how many times did you pancake Marvin? Because I know it happened.
Now listen, hold up. Now, it's a difference between pancaking him and blocking him.
Right.
Okay? Now, as far as pancaking him, I probably could say maybe once out of 8 times.
Damn, Zoe.
Man.
I'm gonna be honest. But
I don't never remember that one.
Thanks.
Getting my block.
I remember that one because I
see there's a difference. In getting my block, I was lit up on my block. He wasn't making the tackle, so that equals a plus.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Zoe,
I like that.
Every time you block somebody, it's not gonna be a pancake block. Let's be honest. You talking to a guy, Mook might have been squatting 600-700 pounds, hang clinging 450. You're not gonna pancake that guy all the time like that. It's not gonna happen. That's by anybody. So the one time I get him where I catch him slipping off balance, that counts.
Hey,
it does.
Hey, now, here's a beautiful thing, Justin. That's why our class was so damn dangerous. Because we came in with that type of confidence, and we didn't care who. If it was Marvin, the all-conference linebacker, Cornelius, all-world, Kenny Smith, whoever. If you put them in front of us, that class of 99, from the day we stepped in, we're going to kick your face in. And we didn't care.
Pettey trying to say something. Pettey trying to say something.
Me and Smoke got a show on Monday, and one of our favorite debates is the most important position on the offensive line. Can you set him straight on what that debate?
Hold on, hold on, Alonzo, before you answer. I'm just gonna tell you, Smoke said centers ain't worth the crap. He said y'all ain't worth the.
He's got y'all rated pretty low, and I've got y'all high.
I got a quote. He said they are trash cans on wheels.
The average ones, the good ones are agile bags with legs.
Damn. Hey, but check this out.
But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. See, Zoe was not only a center.
Remember, look, when you
I'm gonna use that on stage.
And Smoke can remember me getting out on the screen and rolling him up on that. I did that cornerback position too.
Listen, Zoe.
Wait. Now,
that ain't never happened a day in your life. Hey, Justin. Here's what he's trying to talk about, right?
I'm gonna go down and get some film.
You better go get that film. You better make sure that it ain't black and white. And it ain't been AI. Ain't touched none of that.
Hey, you were number 4. Smoke, we played, right?
It's coming in right now, Olivia.
Man, Zoe, you knew that number 4 was posted up like Shaq in the paint. I ain't going nowhere for 4 years.
Let me tell you what Smoke would do. Instead of Smoke taking on the block, Smoke would take a step back, dip, and cut you.
Yeah.
So I already know. You understand what I'm saying? But in him cutting you look, you coming across top of him cutting you, the running back's gonna make the cut up, so you still made your block.
But you know I wasn't ducking you.
Nah, you wasn't ducking. I never said that.
Yeah,
but you know you couldn't stand in there.
No, no doubt. I ain't fooling with you, Zoe.
I believe it was.
I'm just gonna be honest, man. Like when you really look at it overall, man, like you said about class 99, I think probably at every position we had guys that, man, we were just such a different breed that I think we came in and made such an impact as freshmen, man, across the board at almost every position. You got Salim at linebacker, you got Smoke out there at DBs, you know, you got me and Dante Ellison, world class All-American.
Jarrett Johnson.
You understand? True freshman, the best offensive lineman in 99. You know, so the impact was there. It was all.
Hold on now. You can't say the best offensive lineman in 99 when you had the number 3 overall pick and Outland Trophy went on the line now.
No, he said in our class.
In his class.
In our class. Including Dennis Alexander as well, too.
Yeah, in our class.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the best offensive lineman over Chris Sam, man. Come on, man. We know Big Sam was on something else. Big Sam was just like a whole nother breed of robot. The guy didn't lift weights, but he lifted people. You understand? This guy here, you talk about he pulled as a tackle. He would take the defensive end, dump him, go to the linebacker, dump him, go to the safety, dump him, and raise his hands up for a touchdown.
Yep.
And that's facts.
Period.
That's facts.
No
There's
disputing
plenty
that.
of film to prove that.
Well, there's plenty of film to prove what you did, man. Like I said before, you jumped on screen, all SEC. You moved mountains both here and the NFL. But one of the things that is probably the best way to celebrate the career of a player is a retirement of his jersey.
Yeah.
And that just happened for you. And we got to bring that up, man. Winona High recently retired your jersey. I know you got a lot of accomplishments, man. You've seen a lot of things. You've done a lot of things. You've whooped Auburn's ass, Tennessee's ass, LSU's ass.
Yep.
You've seen the world, son. But where does this award stand in your list of accomplishments?
I'm gonna say it's probably up there at the top. I mean, that's a great honor, man. Like that, because it's not just included in football; it's included in what you do in the community. You know, how you touch other people, and for so many years, even at Alabama, people didn't know that I was going back to Winona and helping to coach the teams there. Any knowledge that I gained, I always went back in the offseason and went to Winona High School and helped coach it. Quinny Williams, I helped coach him when he was at Winona. You know, so the impact of something like that is just it's just untouchable, you know, like to have your jersey retired in front of your community, for them to understand and know the works that you've done. That's just a special blessing.
Hey, cuz, I got something to show you, man. I got something to show you. We got so much in common. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. You see that?
Yeah.
Look, from Central High School. Now, I didn't get my jersey retired. I didn't get my jersey retired. They gave it to me because I was the grand marshal at the homecoming parade. But still, I got a jersey.
Right?
I got a.
That was one of the. They gave him. That was one of the make a wish. You know, when they give you the ball and let you take the touchdown in the game, and everybody just let you score and tackle you. That's what that. Yeah. Make a wish moment.
You know they never let. You notice they never let that happened when Marvin played because he would have still tackled the poor kid. He
Hey, cause you saw how he just stole my moment, man. We were talking about our jerseys, man, y'all hating on this show, man.
Now, also too, man, just to talk a little bit about it as well, man, and just to kind of like piggyback on it, what we were talking about a minute ago about centers and stuff, man. There's no position on the field more important than your center. Like just to be honest, because the center has to pretty much know what the quarterback know, running backs know, wide receivers know, and he's got to put it all together. So you're in control of 5 guys that is in control of blocking, setting blocks, protection. You know, whether or not we blocking on the line or we going down the field, all of that operates and runs off what the center says.
And another thing I noticed too about the center is the only player on the field that can actually beat up his quarterback. Y'all saw what happened. We played Notre Dame.
I saw that.
That's kind of the only person that could do that. So yeah, that proves it.
I mean, because the quarterback has to trust him. Like you got to understand, all 11 guys on the field, or all the 10 other guys on the field, have to trust the center. Whether or not he's right or wrong, they're gonna have to go with it. That's what I learned with the Eagles. You make the wrong call, live with it, die with it. You make the right call, live with it, die with it, but take it all the same way.
Man, so you know when Rico was on his way down, was it 2 Fridays ago, right?
Right.
Yeah, I talked to Rico from the second that he left his house to the time that he pulled up with his wife for the ceremony, along with Jeremy Towns.
Right.
Because Jeremy was down there too. And you know, we were just reflecting back on when Rico went from the DeBoer's era to the Fran era.
Franchoni. Yeah.
And one of the hardest things and the most difficult times was us trying to buy into what Franchoni was selling us.
Right.
I thought that Fran was one of the best coaches I've been around, but that buy-in and acceptance for that first few months, we weren't giving in.
Yeah.
And now that we saw what Kalen DeBoer just went through last year, and there's stories coming out of guys not being able to buy in, I just want you to share your times and how we bought in within that second year for us to get to that 10 wins and almost beating the number 1 ranked Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, we actually had them beat, to be honest. We just didn't finish it. But you're gonna have to buy in, and you can clearly see that the team is buying in this year. Look at the transfer portal. You know, they haven't had any scholarship guys transfer or want to leave or want to jump ship, and that just means that they're buying into the way he's doing things and what he's presenting. You know, let's be honest, man. If once Saban put your stamp on you and seal you, you are good as in there. And that's what Saban did with Kalen. You know, he's a guy that knows the X's and O's. He's a guy that hasn't had a lot of talent in order to win. But now you bring him over here with the talent, the resources, man, he's going to dominate. He's just going to dominate it in a different way.
And a lot of people don't know you're one of the guys that Saban stamped.
Yeah.
When you left Philly and you went down to Miami, signed and played. Can you share a little bit about that experience playing for Nick in Miami?
Man.
And then our road trip, me and you road trip back and from Miami to Alabama.
Look, check this out, man. When I went down to Miami, I was when I got released from the Eagles, I was up there at the gym in New Jersey, working out and training, looking for getting ready for my next opportunity. And I get a phone call, and the phone call was like, "Hey, Alonzo, how you doing?" I was like, "Well, fine. How are you?" He's like, "This Nick Saban." I laugh. I'm thinking this one of the guys playing on my phone. Man, stop playing on my phone, man. Who's talking about this Nick Saban, man? Get out my phone. He was like, "No, this is Nick Saban, and I'm the head coach of Miami Dolphins, and I want to see if you're ready to come down and work out." I was so impressed by that because normally in this business, you get talked to by the scouts, the recruiters. But Nick had to call himself to ask me, was I in shape? Was I working out? How I felt about it? And he needed to hear that out of my voice. And when I went down to Miami, man, I went down there and jumped on the plane, and I didn't even go back to pack my house up or anything and move. I went down there, worked out that morning, and I was in practice in full gear that night. So, it's signed, sealed, delivered. And I mean, I just like him and respect the man because he's very hands-on. And in that position as a coach, you have so many moving pieces that it's hard to be hands-on with it. But the way that he kind of like is hands-on with players, where he have to talk to them, he have to know what they're saying, he have to hear that confidence in your voice. That's huge. That's huge.
Now, Joe, I got one more question for you before I let somebody else take over. You also had Nick coach you for a year, but you also had Big Red coach you your first 4 years. If you can compare and contrast and just give us just one thing that's different between the two and what made each of them special while playing for him.
I think that the thing is with Coach Saban, in the NFL, in the league, you got a bunch of grown men that has different egos and stuff. So it's kind of harder to mold those guys and get them to kind of buy in. I think that's the problem he had with Miami Dolphins, that everybody didn't really buy into his system. But as far as with Big Red, man, there's no option to buy in or not. It's like a machine. You get in and you have to kind of like fall in line, because you're looking at Pro Bowlers just falling in line, being at meetings, being on time. Everything is kind of laid out for you. And in order to meet with success, you just got to follow the plan.
Yeah, and for the people that don't know who we're talking about with Big Red, that means Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Andy Reid, man. Listen, I'll be honest, man. You want to talk about a guru, man, him, Brad Childers, the guys that he surround himself with, man, they like think on one accord. It's amazing. One can still, I believe, is probably the best O-line coach in the world. I truly believe that, because he dissects everything from your feet movement to your knees to your hips to your hand placement to exploding. Like, he breaks everything down in detail. He makes the game easy for you as a player. I haven't met a lot of coaches like that.
All right, so as a former Philadelphia Eagle, I gotta ask you, what makes this tush push work so well?
Great question.
I think what it is you got the normal wedge involved, where people kind of like get in and wedge it, but it's the extra. Running backs normally didn't really push the quarterback over the top. You get what I'm saying? And that extra push is almost like going against a guy. You got a quarterback that might squat 400, 500, maybe 6. Now you add those running back legs, and now you're talking about a combined 1,300 pounds of pressure that you can't stop. So it's not just the center. The center is the vocal point of it, like the point of the ship, but it's more of the backbone behind the quarterback that's pushing them and propelling them forward. They're going to get 3-4 yards every pop.
Is it?
As a former middle linebacker, I gotta say that's cheating. It's cheating.
Hey, I know you would say that, man.
He would.
But when you get those guys, man, behind that quarterback and pushing and stuff like that, it's extremely hard to. I mean, it's almost impossible to stop.
Cheating.
You know what? The only way to stop is when somebody just blatantly jumps offside and drills that quarterback just one time.
Yeah.
That's the only time. And then you'll bring somebody else to try to eliminate that much in that 4th or 3rd and 1 situation.
Yeah. But even then, when you drill them, I think you still got the 1 yard.
Wow. Well, aren't they trying to ban that in the NFL now?
They were.
They passed that rule though yesterday.
It didn't pass.
But it didn't pass. They voted to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we used to do quarterback sneak, though, they used to tell the running backs that they can't assist the quarterback. It used to be a rule that you couldn't push the quarterback forward.
You couldn't have a running start and do it. But if you get right behind him and while you simulate the snap and do it initially while it goes with it, and you can do it now. But you just can't have a running start.
Wedge, man. That's really what it is. It's like pretty much you got the center and the guards, then you got the quarterback with the running backs. It's like a total of about 7 people running together in like a pile. That's hard to stop.
Mission impossible.
Yep. Mission impossible. Yeah, it's hard to stop.
So could y'all have ran that successfully
you got,
with your quarterbacks at Alabama?
Oh, no question. No question.
I don't know. Some of them quarterbacks are a little suspect talking about running the ball, though. Hold on.
I mean, you talking about Tyler Watts, man. Tyler Watts might
Tyler could run.
He's one of the toughest guys at quarterback I've ever met.
I'll go to war with Tyler
Washington's
any day of the
beast
week.
at quarterback, man. As far as running the ball, when we
Yeah.
talk about running the ball.
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't have ran that on us, though.
Yeah, you're right, Mook.
Yeah, ignore that. Go ahead, Pettey.
No, I'm gonna bring the buy-in back to Alabama DeBoer, but I'm sorry, you Smoke asked you something that, man, really brought up a debate that people have had over the years that you almost kind of settled it right there with the buy-in at Miami with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
You know, there's a big belief that if the trainers down at Miami don't, shoot down or pass whatever Drew Brees' shoulder issue, Drew Brees would have been in Miami. A lot of people believe Bama never happens and Saban makes it at Miami. But, man, it almost sounds like there was more to it than that the buy-in wasn't there.
Yeah, it was a lot more to it. Like I said, you got a lot of grown men that for whatever reason, I didn't understand that they didn't really buy in and kind of respect him, even though he commanded that respect. He was always in control of the ship. But it was always, you got your naysayer guys that they kind of played for other teams against him. And they felt like he wasn't as great of a coach, and they wanted him to kind of like to go back to college and stuff. They had a chip on their shoulder about it.
Right.
So you don't think Drew Brees changes?
Hold on 1 second, though. I got to interject something here. Pettey, you just made me think about something. So, Zoe, I don't know if you remember or not, but the Dolphins brought me in as a free agent. You were one of the first people I seen, you and Pope, when I came down. How the hell did they fail Drew Brees, but they passed my damn knee?
True. Now, Mook, man, I remember when Marvin came down and worked out, man, everybody was in the lunchroom talking about, did y'all see that big-ass linebacker? Who is this guy? Did y'all see this guy? I seen Mook, I said, oh, that's Mook, baby. Let's go. It's over now. But they passed him.
But curious. How the hell they passed me, but they failed Drew Brees?
But they failed Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I would say, guys, just working in the front office, the Bills. Like Marvin, there wasn't a lot that was going to be invested in you, right? Drew was going to have a ton invested in him.
Yeah.
And a lot of that would have been dead money.
Yep.
M's. If you would have made a team, you would probably got a few $100,000. Your third year, they would have cut you.
Right.
Because that knee would have worn out. But for him, that position, that's a lot of stress. And if you get that run wrong, you're going to get fired in a couple of years anyway. And most of the time, you never see a quarterback come back from that injury. And you got to remember, Dante Culpepper and he were right there for the picking.
Culpepper, people forget to come off some good years at Minnesota. But, man, I didn't mean to derail, but that just caught me because, man, that's been an age-old debate. What if Saban gets Drew Brees? Does that change a lot of
he'll still get fired because I don't think they worked good together.
The only reason why I still say I don't think that would have happened is because it was hard enough for Saban to get the quality players in to build his type of team.
Right.
And then you got to think about the quarterback we had. I mean, Gus Frerotte, man, God bless his soul, man. He was, he was on the other end of his career pretty much.
Right.
And for him to come in and try to hold it down, you got to think we still had a pretty decent team. We just didn't have a team that would get over the hump or a dominant team like that,
So to reel it back into Alabama, man, what is that moment? Because, us guys for the fans out there wanting to know, okay, we did, there's obviously was some buy-in issues with DeBoer last year. Y'all talk about the buy-in issues. Smoke talks about, he talks about Francione glowing now, but if you listen to the early talk, it didn't go very well.
Couldn't stand that guy.
What is the moment? What's it going to take for DeBoer? What was the moment for y'all? Is it a win? Is it something that the fans that happens in the locker room where a player stands up or a speech that the coach gives, or is it a combination? What is the moment that takes that buy-in from you guys?
I think the moment is probably going to come with how they play. I think seeing them go out and kind of like dominate against good talent, that's when it's like, you know what? He's got him. Because then they're going to believe in him. And I believe they're going to believe in him even more because he's fully intact now. Last year, he didn't have his offensive coordinator. Now, his offensive coordinator, man, he did amazing things with Washington.
Sure did.
He just transformed their quarterback, their wide receiver core. Like, he just did it all. And they didn't have him last year. Getting him this year, that's why the kids are buying in now.
Right.
They can see it. It's like when Coach Price was there. The kids cried when they let Coach Price go because they had bought into him so much. And in that short of time, he knows how to reach the kids. He knows how to reach them on their level. And that's something that Kalen, he did his first year, but now you take a lot of that stress off of him from having to deal with the offensive situations. Now he can completely be himself and be in the role and position that he's been in. But for last year, he had to wear 2 or 3 different hats that he hasn't worn.
So, when I thought that we bought into Fran's first that offense that he brought in there, and then that defense, I think it was when we went out to Norman, and he came in before the game and said, "You know what, guys, we're gonna do an onside kick."
Yep.
And it's not because I'm scared, because I don't care if they get the ball back. I know that the defense is gonna stand up, and if we get the ball back, and when we get the ball back, we're gonna score.
Yep.
We got the ball, bop, 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 scored, came out, 3 and out, bop, 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 and we all looked at each other like, all this crap that he's been preaching.
Yep.
He actually believes in us. He don't want to get rid of all of us.
Yep.
He's actually here for us. And I thought that at that point on that year, and that was the second game of the season. Yeah, we took off.
Yeah.
And that's when we became the 10-2 team.
No question.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to Mark Price. You said the kids cried when he left.
Yeah.
He was going to the bars with them.
I would have to
buying their bar.
I would have cried too. I would have cried too.
Yeah, you would have cried if Mike Schuler would have walked through the door after that too. That's what the crying got.
Hey, Brody loved Mike. He was bought in.
Yeah, because he let Brody do whatever he wanted to do. I'd love that too.
And so
Right.
Brody went from not warming up under Francione to throwing his arm off on Price. That's why he was excited.
Now I'm gonna be honest, man. I think as far as with Mike, man, in ways he had good wins and he had good teams he recruited, but he kind of set the program back. They kind of needed somebody to come in and stabilize it, but he set the program back with he didn't have an open door policy to former players.
Thank you.
And that hurt tremendously. Like, you got to think, man, you're only as good as your last team. You're only as good as your last player. So when you get guys coming back from the NFL with those experiences and they sharing them with the team, with the players, that makes that brotherhood get bigger.
Right.
And when it's bigger like that, they know that they're not just playing for themselves. They're playing for their big brothers.
Right.
It's funny
so I used to tell cats all the time, and I'm pretty sure you'll touch on this too. Like when guys used to come back for 8-day weekend and they used to sit down and fellowship with us.
Yeah.
Like that's when we were like, man, we really sci-fi.
Yep. It made you feel like you were part of a family, truly. Them guys come back and they tell you, hey, man, I seen you on this play, and, man, we watching you do this, and, man, you a beast, and they already in the league. Like Big C came back. Big C used to always come back and be like, hey, I see you, man. You doing your thing, man. I like it. And that type of encouragement, man, it weighs a lot for young players that still are on the fence whether or not they're doing good or not. You know?
So I got to ask, you were around on A-Day before we get to our next topic, and I really want to touch on the buy-in for DeBoer. We've heard countless players, Jeremy Bernard being the latest to speak about how the team is bought in. We've heard Tim Keenan speak, and he's a guy who's close to us. So when he says something, it's not just a PR stunt, it's truth. We've had Cam Dewberry say the same thing, defend him, looked like he was ready to go to war instantaneously for Kalen DeBoer. Rod Montgomery, same thing. Matter of fact, they were tired of the lack of leadership we had last year, and they're taking it upon themselves to say, like, look, this is the line. You're not crossing it. There was no line last year. So my question is now, for you, if you had to sum this all up, why is the DeBoer buy-in real now and not just lip service? And then we'll move to our next topic.
I think that Kalen, like Smoke was saying in reference to Francione, I think Kalen has interjected himself with the team in a way that the team is now rallying behind him. You know, and they want to win. Let's be honest. You've been winning national championships, like Tim said. Tim said, I came to Alabama to win the national championship, and I haven't done that yet. You know, so you got to think about it and I think that he kind of sung some of his praises to the team and saying, hey, you guys, I'm not a slapdick now. Like I'm a really good coach and I got really good players and the way that he's gotten his teams before, come on, man, he took Washington Huskies to the national championship.
Right.
Sure, what would he do with you guys at Alabama.
Mhm.
So they have to buy in into what he's saying because he's speaking facts. And when he speaks facts, like same thing was when Fred Tony came in. Man, he turned TCU upside down. TCU wasn't even heard of before he was there in that program. So the same thing, when you start seeing the work and you start putting it in and you seeing this stuff paying off, it makes it a lot easier to buy into what they're saying based off of facts. And the fact of the matter is, Kalen has been a winner everywhere he's went. So why wouldn't you buy in sooner so that you could be a winner too?
That's powerful.
Great point. That's a great point.
It only makes sense. It just makes sense. Like, the guy's won everywhere he's been, and it hasn't taken him a long time to win. You know, it's almost like an instant fix. That's why Saban stamped him. And it don't hurt, too, that you still got Saban around the program talking to the kids, too, now.
Right.
That helps a lot.
That helps a lot. Sure does.
That helps a lot.
He's advocating.
At the end of the day, not buying in, to be honest, only going to end up hurting yourself. You buy in.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's the buy-in portion of it is not as easy when you've had success. And so we had success.
True.
And when somebody comes in, it's a whole change and a cultural shift. You got stubborn guys that are just headstrong like myself, Alonzo Ephraim, Marvin Constant, like, bro, who the hell do you think you are telling us that we got to do this? And the only way that we're going to be successful is by you. So it's a maturation process, and there has to be more than words. There has to be action that's put in place for young people, especially nowadays, to truly buy into what you're trying to sell them, because they ain't trying to buy it no damn way.
But Zoe, you know what, Zoe? I'm gonna tell you this, man. These guys on the Bama Standard, they're pretty much bought in. I've tried to get them. We've gotten a lot of guys like you, ex-Bama players, man, but they haven't completely bought in because I've been asking for Freddie Kitchens, and they ain't brought him yet. But we're still trying to get them buy in. We're gonna get them on here. We're gonna get them on here one show. We got you. We got a lot of y'all, man.
It's coming, Steve. It's coming.
Man, Belichick ain't letting Freddie Kitchen come on the show, bro. Belichick got it under control.
Man.
Old Chapel Bill ain't happening.
Now look, Freddie was as bought in. Y'all talking about Gillettes? He was bought into Gillettes back in the day too.
Hey, Steve,
right.
Steve, it's in the works. I'm working on it for you. Trust me.
Buy in, Justin. Buy in.
Buy in. Well, one team that you can buy in is that team of Title Towel. The Alabama football season truly never ends, and we're only 95 days away from kickoff. And the only way to cheer on your Crimson Tide is to have a Title Towel. Go to www.whitwillsports.com today. Enter the promo code STANDARD. Get you a nice discount courtesy of the Bama Standard Network. That's right, folks. Grab your Title Towel. All right.
Yep.
I designed. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I designed these topics around what Zoe wanted to talk about, so we're going to move to another topic. What Ryan Grubb unlocks for this offense. We just talked about the proof was in the pudding. What DeBoer did before. It's not just DeBoer. We got to take a look at what Ryan Grubb did. And when you look at what Ryan Grubb has done at every stop, the numbers don't lie. This guy engineers offensive explosions. So let's go back to 2019 at Fresno State. The offense was middle of the road, was ranked 72nd nationally, just 226 yards per game. Before he left that place in 2021, they cracked the top 30, racking up 464 yards per game, and they finished at 10-3. Then let's talk about Washington. What was Washington before Ryan Grubb arrived? They were absolutely dead in the water when it came to offense. They were ranked 108th in the country. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't pray for Jesus to come down and move the ball. But in one season, Grubb turned the Huskies into an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
In 2022, listen to this. Washington skyrockets to number 2 in the nation in terms of offense, averaging 516 yards per game. Followed up with another fantastic year in 2023. They weren't number 2, but they are still in the top 15 at number 12. And they went 14-1, got to the national championship game. So he's in Tuscaloosa now. Big question is, can Ryan Grubb do for Alabama what he has done at virtually every stop he's been at? Zoe, you wanted to talk about this when we were messaging back and forth. So I'm going to let you lead off. Then we'll move to Marvin, Smoke, Pettey, and Steve. So what is Ryan Grubb going to unlock for this offense that we have seen previously with other teams?
Well, I think that's one of the easiest questions to answer because what they say, if he got spots and he got stripes, they're cheating and they're a cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that he's been doing previously everywhere he's went. Now, he hasn't had nearly the talent that he's going to have at Alabama, so you giving him an upgrade in talent. And you telling this guy to go out here with some of the superior talent and work your magic. I think it's not going to just take off. I think he's going to have fun doing it. So, anybody know that when you have fun and you love what you're doing, because when you have better players, think about when you play the game, you have better rated players. You can do more things in your offense. You can have more fun with it. You can take more chances. So I think they're going to be a big explosive offense. I think they're going to take the chances this year.
Well, Zoe, here's my rebuttal to that. As much as I like Coach Grubb as an OC, as much as I like seeing his previous body of work, I think there's going to be a lot more challenges than he's probably used to. I get it. Fresno State, Washington, I get it. Now you're in the SEC. The athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. The coaches are better. Boosters have bigger pockets, so they buying better than players.
True.
So you're looking at a more evenly stacked deck now. And Smoke, like I know, those windows at Alabama versus Washington and Fresno are going to be a whole lot damn smaller. Again, those run lanes that you experienced at Washington and Fresno might not be there when you're playing against a Tennessee or Georgia with those fronts. So you're going to have to be a whole lot more creative with your wrinkles in how you open up your offense. So how does he overcome the SEC and all that the SEC brings? Because you've played in it. Like I know. It ain't that nice out there.
But
Go ahead,
Marv,
Steve.
let me rebuttal that though. But you got to understand this. Okay, they may have brought in more players and all this, but Alabama is going to be stacked with talent, and of course, other SEC teams are as well. But like people what we're saying last year, man. What Coach DeBoer's going to do is not going to fly in the SEC. But you got to understand this: what the people in the SEC, in understanding is they hadn't seen an offensive play caller like Grubb with that same talent. So we still got a huge.
Let the man finish, Marvin.
Hold on. So we got a huge advantage there. You got a play caller who they've never seen before, who's putting up extraordinary numbers with the same talent and talent that's better than you. We got a huge advantage, bro.
So you saying he's a better play caller than Lane Kiffin?
I wouldn't say that. I
didn't say
that. No. What I'm saying,
listen. I heard your point.
I'm saying he's different. He's different from what they've seen.
You're saying, but this is what I'm saying. Scheme only take you so far. And if you ask me, Lane and Sark are two of the greatest offensive minds there are out there. They struggle at times with situations in games because the SEC is just damn different.
But you know what the thing is? They struggled because they've been here in the SEC for a while. This guy is new, so they don't know what he's bringing with talent that's better than yours.
Steve, they watch film. Everybody got cameras.
Film ain't gonna tell you everything.
Hold on. Let's move away from scheme and all that. Lonzo, let's talk about the offensive line. What do you like about Ryan Grubb and what he can bring to an offensive line? Because when he left Washington, they were Joe Moore award-winning offensive line. Okay. That's the biggest concern. That's one of the biggest concerns right now from our fans is our offensive line.
I like that, Justin.
Now everybody knows, like you said, in the SEC, they have that talent, right? But the equalizer is that offensive line. The offensive line can take you over the hump. And I can say that from our years at Alabama because we led the SEC in rushing 2 years in a row. So that type of dominance that you can add, now you add that with wide receivers, skill player that can go get it. Now you're talking about you putting together a complete team, but everything starts up front. So he's no stranger to having a strong offensive line. He knows that's what it's going to take to get his offense moving forward. This is nothing new to him. He's just coming to Alabama where the standard here has been so great. And then you got to think about the players the season they just had. Now, we know as players, Mook, Smoke, you know for a fact when you come off of what was a down year, you got a chip on your shoulder to prove everybody wrong.
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
I don't think it's a should be. I think that's what's driven them to buy in.
Right.
That's the thing that's driven them to buy in. We had such a bad season last year. We don't want to have a season like that again. We don't have time to fight and buck against this system that he's bringing in.
Right.
It's better for us to buy in so that we can win. And if you listen to all of the players talk, what are they saying? They came here to what? Win.
Right.
Listen to all of them across the board now in all their interviews. Each kid keeps saying, man, we came here to win. We came here to win. So in order to win, we got to do whatever we have to do.
They better say they came to win. Who the hell gonna say they showed up to get their ass kicked?
They ain't just coming to say they win. They say the championship.
But since Saban has been there, each class has at least averaged a national championship.
Correct.
Average now. Now you come in with Caitlin, and he still can keep that average going by winning one this year. Hint, hint.
You know what, Joe? I going down there.
It's Smoke's turn. It's Smoke.
Go ahead, Marvin. Now, Marvin, go ahead. Go ahead, Marvin. What you got to say?
No, I was asking what the hint. What was that a plug for? That Zoe just said hint. I'm like, what did
the hint is? I'm gonna be honest. With like I said, everything is aligning for it to be this year. Right. You know, you've got your OC back now. He's got something. Just the same way you're saying that this is the SEC. He can't get it done. This man has got it done everywhere he's went. He had phenomenal. I didn't say he couldn't. Look, he had good numbers at Seattle as well.
Right.
So now he's coming here where he's listening to all the naysayers. Everybody on this team has a chip on their shoulder, and y'all know what that's like when you play with a chip on your shoulder. Why do you think we took Norman to the wire like that? What did everybody say when we went out there? Tommy Harris, Oklahoma defense is just the best defense ever, and you guys aren't going to be able to move the ball against them, and they're going to run the ball all over and throw the ball. And we went in there with a chip on our shoulder, and we went in there to knock them off.
Right.
And we went down to the wire with them.
Had the game won.
Game won.
A Ray Hudson horse collar from walking that bitch off.
No, that too in an offside false start by offensive line, and then missing a tackle in the backfield with Ray, with Brooks and Wayne Bacon.
Yep.
Miraculous win. But Joe, you know what?
Look, but even with all that being said, the slip pass that went out the back of his hand, went out the back of Tyler Watt's hand. Yeah, that was the real nail in the coffin. We was down by 3 and we were driving. And if he completed the pass, I think Trandis Luke was open on that play.
Yes, he was.
So now you complete that pass, he runs it in to score. Defense gonna lock it down.
You know the sucky thing about that year, Joe? We're on damn probation. Because we're still supposed to be in the SEC championship.
No question. And Georgia, look, I talked to Tony Gibbert and them in the All-Star game. They said the one team they didn't want to see was us again.
Not days.
They didn't want to see us again. So they were actually happy.
Right.
Talk about buy-in, guys. 2002, you just mentioned it, and we'll get back to this topic because it's a very important one. Smoke, Zoe, y'all had every reason to pack it up in 2002. You're on probation. You have nothing to play for. You have a brand new coach. You're just breaking in, and you finally are starting to trust him. And you end up going out and having one of the best seasons of the 2000s until Saban got there, of course. Right. That doesn't happen today if the modern player is facing the same conditions. So there's something to be said about that 1999 class who got it done before they walked out the door. But, Smoke, I want you to touch on what Ryan Grubb brings in terms of a developer of players. We saw what he did with Jalen Pope. We saw what he did with Roma Dunze. What can he do with the talent here at Bama?
Well, when you talk about Coach Grubbs, the first thing that Zoe touched on, and a lot of people, it slips their mind, 2 of the 5 offensive linemen are starters in the NFL. And his game starts from running the football and dominating the line of scrimmage. Now, what a lot of Bama fans will say, and I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody today, is about that offensive line. One of my jobs with Smoke v. Dixon Management, I consult football teams with their roster. If Bama fans don't understand overall that they have one of the top 5 offensive lines in college football on paper, They're fooling their daggone selves. Caden Proctor is a top 10 pick, first round offensive lineman. Yep. Parkers Burlford is an offensive lineman that's going to play in the NFL too. Forsby's going to have a chance. Jaden's going to have a chance. And if you have two offensive linemen that are going to play in the NFL, damn it, you have a real good chance at winning in college football.
Yep.
Just understand that. Most teams don't. Just understand that. And now you have a quarterback that cognitively can operate the offense that you want and the plays that you desire. Meaning that he's going to play the game and don't create negative plays. When you go back and you look at Alabama's film from last year, what you see is a lot of negative plays. To be a good quarterback, everybody wants to talk about arm strength, throwing the ball, tight window throws. No. The first thing as a quarterback that you have to do is eliminate negative plays. You eliminate negative plays, the percentage of winning goes up. And now when you talk about the skill players, might not be right now in the world that people are talking about, but the receivers at the end of the year, I believe, will be in the conversation as one of the better groups. So if you have a quarterback, your offensive line, forget the running backs. If you have an offensive line, your running back's going to get what they're going to get.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's where the combination, his play calling, and it's the second year in this offense, and players buying into the offense, that you're going to see this offense take off some more. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, but you know a lot, but you don't know enough. You ain't mentioned my boy Formby not one time. Now I don't appreciate you.
I just said I said Wilkins Formby.
Hey, but call him by his right name. Say Taco Tuesday. Don't do that. Say Taco Tuesday.
The battery on his hearing aid must have been low. Turned down or something. Yeah,
I said Formby got a shot, bro.
He did.
No. I said, but say Formby, aka Taco Tuesday.
That's all I asked. That's all I asked. Pettey.
Yeah. So Taco Casa, we are open for sponsorships. We love Formby here. Ask my man Steve. We will eat your tacos every Tuesday on this show.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hold on, man. Y'all win with the dirty minds.
I will.
I will.
All right, back to football. Pettey. Talk on.
Man.
All right.
I'm gonna throw a flag on you for that, Pettey. Ain't nobody eating no taco, nobody's tacos around here in the world, but we ain't doing no tacos.
I didn't say what kind of taco.
You want to bet?
Pause.
Hey.
I'm a dirty old man. Okay, stop. Keep it going.
All right, Pettey, let's get
I
back.
I try to have a wholesome show here, and you got folks like Smoke and Steve always drilling me.
Hey, you gotta have those guys here, man.
Hey, so you know we ain't talking about nobody getting tacos eaten by nothing. If we know what tacos are when we see it on there, we just eat it. We ain't talking about, hey man, who's gonna eat who's tacos?
Please, Smoke, I'm gonna need you to quit throwing softballs my way because I'm gonna get this show damn bent.
At the University of Alabama,
and I've been in locker rooms with you fellas, and I know about tacos.
I remember that.
All right, at the University of Alabama, we still play football, and we have
Kalen DeBoer.
He's going to be guiding this offense with the help of Ryan Grubb. Saying,
"Look at Justin."
Pettey, I need you to.
I remember that time I was at band camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be making some cuts after this show. Don't get too attached.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Pettey, this is Tybo. Finish up the Ryan Grubb conversation here. I know a lot of people have said some very great points, and it's pretty hard to not mention what they already said. But is there something maybe we're kind of leaving out as we close this topic?
I think y'all kind of nailed it. And I wanted you kind of touched on Justin, you did too, Smoke, but maybe Zoe can touch a little further. You know, when an offense coordinator change comes, everybody's always about the skill players. What's it mean for the quarterback? Are we going to a more pass-happy offense? But how much does that affect you guys on the line, or is it more about the offensive line coach you're inheriting? Because like I said, the offensive lines in the SEC are known for being road graders, but you got the Joe Moore Award winner coach coming down to Alabama. Is it more about that, or is it? I'm kind of rambling on it, but how important is Grubb coming in for a guy like you?
I'm gonna be honest. One thing about it is the O-line, man. We like to run the ball. We like to pound you. But it also feels good when a quarterback can throw a 30, 40-yard strike and score a touchdown. You know, you got the wide receivers to do it, It helps you get on and off the field faster. So when it comes down to you grinding people up, you don't mind doing it even more. So like you said, they're a run first type team. Even though they pass the ball around, they're going to pound you. And as O linemen, we always want the game to be on our shoulders.
Right.
We always want it. If you're going to run it, coach, run it behind me. I wouldn't want you to run it behind anybody else but me. So I believe that the offense that they have in place, I believe that it's going to show. I think that's the reason why the buy-in has been great, because it's not just the words, but you have talented coaches as well. That they've won. They put good players in good positions. And when you put all that together, man, that's a nucleus for a national championship team.
Man, how do you
Remember
follow that
now,
up?
remember, guys, you talking to a guy that I went on when Saban first went to Alabama. I went on a radio show then, and I predicted that Saban would win the national championship in his third year, which he did. So I'm telling you right now, I didn't know last year. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know the Grubbs wasn't there last year. This guy is a developer of talent, and he makes the game fun for guys. When you get behind a good coach, everybody knows when you get behind a good coach and they slow the game down for you, where all you have to do is go out there and just play, man, you take off.
Right.
And that's what I see with this team.
I like that.
Man, what a way to end this topic. All right, before we get out, Zoe, we brought you on here to honor what you've done on the field. Well, we're going to go around the room a little bit. We're going to ask some questions, and nothing's off the table, really. So I know that Marvin Constant's probably got something. I know Smoke Dixon's probably got something. Steve Brown's always ready. So is Daniel Pettey. So there's one thing I've been wanting to know, and I'll start us off. It's your job to protect your running back, right?
Right.
Okay, and Shaw Williams was your running back, right?
Right. One of.
One of.
We had a real deep running back room.
You did. So in 2002, I don't know if people remember this, there was a very popular character called Bruno, played by Sacha Baron Cohen. And he came out to the University of Alabama at the Mississippi State game and proceeded to dress up like a cheerleader. The fans had no idea what was going on. They had no idea it was for a TV show. They had no idea they were getting punked. 88,000 people were pissed off and ready to jump the fence. But the thing is, it didn't stop there, because after the game, y'all let Shaw Williams get taken by this man and interviewed and embarrassed on national television that is still running to this day. So my question is, protector of running backs,
Where was
Shaw
I?
Williams, where were you? Because Shaw Williams he's an accomplished guy. College, NFL, the coaching rankings. He's at Mississippi State right now doing his thing. Everybody brings it up every stop he goes. Where were you, sir?
That was after the game, so I probably was somewhere trying to change and get a shower, maybe, I'm not sure, man. But when I saw that, I didn't believe it. I asked, when did that happen? Like, what happened? But I probably was somewhere either taking a shower, getting dressed to get back on the bus, or either I was doing the interview myself.
So, the funniest moment of that interview, Shaw said, huh? There's nobody on the team like that.
Hey, Zoe, I don't even, bro, I remember that game, like play for play. I don't ever remember that guy being in the locker room.
I don't either.
And honestly, people don't understand. We're trying to get out of that locker room so fast. I know every game, your mom was down there. Your brother Gary was down there. You being from Dolomite, close to Birmingham area, you had a bunch of family members down there. So, man, after games, we were just trying to get the hell on, man, because we had to walk back to the facilities anyway.
Yep.
That look
that
on
was
his
a weird
face.
time there. I didn't know about that until years later when I saw
Years later.
But this the thing, though. We have people over our press, and those credentials and stuff supposed to be so hard to come by. So I don't even understand.
He throwing them guys under the bus
through the cracks like that. Like,
hey, Zoe, when he called him Sade, Sean. Okay, Sade.
Better question is, how would y'all have handled that if it would have caught y'all? You guys.
I'd have walked out.
You talk about 20-year-old Smoke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably would have slapped him and walked out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was just so funny. He's like, Shawty, so do you get to date the players in the off season? And he's it's not like that.
Yeah, I probably would have thought it was a hoax or a joke, but back then people weren't doing a lot of that, so I might have been offended and I might have pushed him. I'll be honest, like, yeah.
Well,
he chose the right one.
Yeah, he did. I think that's what it was. I think he was very strategic.
I don't know that look
and
on his
who
face.
he chose, and if he chose one of us guys, like we probably would have turned a prank on him.
Yeah.
You know,
when he shot that shot, what? There's no one like that.
That look
Freddie,
on his
Freddie
face.
asked that, like, what dude won't kill him? Like, won't just turn into a machine and murder this dude?
Right?
Yeah, Freddie Kitchens would have hit him.
Yeah.
That look on his face, it reminded me of Denzel Washington in Training Day. But years later, it's funny, and now I'll pass this to someone else. They interview Sacha Baron Cohen because he's notorious about punking people, and no one knows it's coming. Right. They asked him, "Is there ever been a time that you were scared out of your mind or afraid for your life?" He said, "Yes." When I was in Alabama, interviewing players at the Mississippi State game, being on the sideline, and then after, he said that's the most scared he's ever been. He didn't know if he's going to get out of there alive.
We don't take kindly to them folks around here.
Listen, Justin, honestly, we were one of the most different crews in Bama history. You had some different guys out there. I know people will say, oh, because it's your class and it was just senior. We're different.
Yeah.
Depending on what day you pulled up on one of us, yeah, you got what you was looking for. I don't know in our fighting record if we're not 1 billion and 0.
Man, you gotta think about it like this. Put it into perspective, right? Hold
on, Alonzo. I'll say this real quick.
Interrupt me. Yes,
multiple times that people don't even realize in games, live broadcasts on CBS and ESPN, that there were players and coaches fighting on our sideline.
Yes.
Yeah. True.
Smoke started half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of times it was happening.
So Tony Brown needed to be with y'all.
Yeah.
We would have straightened that out, though. We would have straightened that out. We would have. Yeah, he would have fit right in.
But look, you got to think about that 99 class, man. We were on probation coming in. The last class that was under probation before we were supposed to be coming out. So our numbers were so depleted as far as recruits that we could have in, and we still was the #1 overall class. So that lets you know that we had killers at every position stacked up, and we didn't have a large number of recruits. So what does that tell you right there?
And we weren't right in the head.
That's for damn sure.
We weren't.
Let's go around the room.
98, let y'all live. We let y'all coexist.
I agree, Marvin. I agree. You let us do it. You let us do whatever we want to do.
Yeah, we came in and made our own way. Like 98 had to respect what we brought in because we just wasn't bowing down.
Right.
To nobody.
Let's go around the room. All right.
So you know what? Let's talk about the class of 99. And you and I probably two of the most underrated players in that class in terms of name recognition and all that. But we made our way through. If you had to pick 5 guys out of that class to be in this foxhole with, who would those 5 guys be?
Oh,
wow, that's a really good question. 5 guys out of that class. I'm probably gonna say Salim. AC ain't no question. My dog can go anywhere with me. AC put them paws on you.
Smoke has said that. That's several people now have testified that AC could throw them. Okay.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. And then he'll smile and laugh at you when he get done. I'm gonna say definitely Smoke.
Respect.
Dante.
Respect.
You know. Gotta put KK in there. Kenny King.
There you go.
Gotta put Kenny King in there. Kenny King. Either Kenny King and Gerald, to be honest.
Jared man,
was a different breed. Not just when he got in the league, but he was probably one of the most athletic and talented white boys I had ever been around.
He played 3 technique with us, bro.
I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Yeah, Gerald was a defensive
You talk
tackle.
about footwork, man. And the thing was that he didn't. I don't think it was that his natural talent. I think it was more so he developed it because he worked so hard.
Yep.
Was he the
Like he was
meanest
the guy that would stay after everybody did the drills and worked out and stuff. He would go back in there and go back through the ladder, go back through the bags, go back when everybody's going in. He kept doing it.
Go ahead, Pettey.
Who was the meanest out of that group? Was
Yo.
The meanest
Now,
out of that group.
okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you to be honest and tell you the truth. Now, folks might not vouch for it, but it probably was me. I fought every training camp.
Yeah, you had some. Now, if you talk about mean being an asshole, that was me.
Still is. That's
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I'll not that parlays into my questions though, and I'll knock mine out and let everybody else go. You were that dude, and I love getting you guys on, and I'm with Smoke and Marvin all the time. I know what kind of freak athletes I played against. Some of you guys that make it there, so I know when my level was met. But you didn't have many of those days where you weren't the dude. What was the one day you walked off the field like, man, I'm glad I ain't got to face that son of a bitch again? Who was the toughest fight? Who gave you the toughest fight? You might not ever said that, but who gave you your toughest battle out there?
Man, you know what's funny? I'm gonna tell you something. I've been asked that question a ton, and I think that some people gonna say Hainsworth because against Tennessee, the very first play, he beat me on a trap play and got a tackle in the backfield. But if you look at the game as a whole, after that play, he didn't make another play.
Okay.
So
lock him down.
I'm gonna say God, I mean, I guess I could say most likely Tommy Harris was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I never walked off the field ever saying, that guy was just, oh my God, he was a brute. Like,
yeah,
right.
I never really experienced that, to be honest.
So the guy that I thought that gave you guys hell, John Henderson.
Oh, Big John.
I thought Big John, when he played against us, we were pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But I looked across and was like, yo.
The only reason why I can say that is because when we played against John, we had a young line then.
Right.
So some of the guys at the other position was quite young. But I remember, man, on film, I could look back and I got a couple of pancake blocks on him on the cross block. When I had to block back block back on him, he would always do this move where he'd try to cross face you and swim, and he would always leave his body open, and all you had to do was just pull down on the right side and push up with the left hand, and he's going for a ride.
Now, Zoe, you got to give yourself credit now. It's not like you were some damn slouch. You were hell. John was hell. Because a lot of people don't know that on that Philadelphia Eagles team, when you guys went to the Super Bowl, quiet as kept, I talked to a lot of those guys. You should have been the starting center.
Yep, no question.
Or the starting guard.
No question.
Next to John Runyon or Trey Thomas. Both guys are arguably going to be in the Hall of Fame one day.
And both of those guys vouched for me.
Right.
Yep.
All right,
so don't discredit John, but also give yourself some damn credit how good of a player you were in your prime.
I appreciate it, man.
Now,
so my question excuse me, it's my turn, sir.
Man.
You Central graduates, y'all got to get along.
It was on me, man. It was on me.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Pettey jumped the gun.
Respect your elders.
Hey,
there you
right.
go.
Jumped the gun on me.
Hey, sit down. Hey, be quiet, little boy. Look, y'all call me old.
Marvin, let that man go, man. Go ahead, Steve.
Before he forget his question, go ahead.
Hey, Ma, and yeah. All right, this is a real tough question for you, and I know you're gonna make you sweat, and you probably gonna have to pray about it a little bit, but you gotta answer it. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Which one did you prefer, Archibald and Woodrow's or Dreamland? Don't sweat. Go ahead.
He's thinking.
I'm gonna have to go with Dreamland. I ate that more.
Okay, I'm talking about when you played. Dreamland.
Yeah, when I played, yeah.
When you played, Dreamland
Where's
ran
Dreamland?
Tuscaloosa. No, everybody ate at Dreamland.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we can go with that. So no, did you ever eat taco Casa?
No. No.
People don't realize that's a weird
look, I'm gonna be
Tuscaloosa
honest.
thing.
Our go-to, man, used to be Checkers spicy chicken sandwich, add the cheese.
The $1.
The $1, baby.
We
Yeah,
had no
baby.
damn money. Man.
We used to go over there and eat like kings, baby. Look, you got $5, boy, you can feed the whole crowd, man. Let's go.
Hardy's had that a double cheeseburger for 99 cents too.
Yeah,
No doubt. And the crazy thing, Zoe, if Zoe had 5, I had 3. If Deuce ain't had enough, like, man, Deuce, get in the car, man. Or we just bring it back and bring a bag or 2 back and be like, man, you take yours, just put it on the table, and everybody just grab it. Be like, all right, we eating, we good.
Yep.
All right. But now I got to get back to my questions, though.
Okay.
Now, there has always been this age-old debate that me and you used to have. Steve, don't go nowhere yet. Zoe, you always used to say this damn question. Without even question the statement. You always used to say that Winona would have beat Central High School.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still believe that foolishness?
Yes, I do. I still believe it. You got to look at it, man. Like, we wanted to play you guys. We didn't want to just like everybody else around there that kind of feared you guys. But we wanted all of that. We wanted the ruckus. We wanted to go out and prove ourselves against who they say is the best. And we wanted to see just how good you guys were.
You do realize how many of the top 100 players in the country we had on the same team together, that we all just grew up together, right?
But do you realize how many guys I played with that the only reason why they didn't make it to those heights because they were street guys?
It don't matter. Did you win a state championship? How many of y'all went to the next level? Listen, man, you got to understand something, though. I'm going to give you a real fact. Hold on 1 second. You got to understand something. We won 29 games straight, dude. We won ESPN. We hung 91 points on the team. It was 63-0 at the end of the first quarter. Coach wouldn't let us play no more. That was Huffman.
Yeah, that was Huffman.
Even if you sit Inslee down there, we worked him. Hoover.
Dude, Huffman had a deaf dude on the defensive line.
Hold on. Even Hoover, though. Hoover, we're going to play y'all at the Hoover. Man. We're going to let everybody see us beat the Mighty Simpsons. It was 35-0 in the second quarter. But this is what y'all bring us up here for? Joe, y'all didn't want them problems.
Y'all wouldn't even
Look, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. The year after you left, that same Tuscaloosa team, barring the players that you guys had, played West End, which is our rival up here, Winona. We're combined now, but they used to be our rival, and West End beat you guys. And I never lost to West End a year at Winona.
We wouldn't have lost to Winona. I can tell you that much. We would have.
Y'all lost to Freddie Millen's Starkville team when y'all played.
No, we did not. We actually.
Listen, you talking about a team that was loaded, man. Listen, you talking about. Well, listen, when I was at Winona, my junior year, our offensive line averaged 300 pounds, my boy.
So the entire time I was in high school, we averaged 62 points a game.
Running
and I'm sorry. How many?
Who was? Hey, Zoe. Here's the only question I would say to clear this up. How many state championships both y'all? You got how many? You got?
Championships did you get out of that?
What?
1.
Okay.
Damn, dude. All that talent, you got 1?
That's what I'm saying.
More than
that's
one.
all I'm saying.
So Zoe,
you know why? Hold on. You know why I wasn't more than one?
Yeah, give it his excuse. Let us know what the excuse is.
We went on the road to play Mountain Brook in Birmingham. It was 5 minutes ago in the fourth quarter.
They're all white.
Hold on, time out. It was 23. Hold on.
You were to all white private
Hold
school.
on, listen. It was 23-10.
I'm up.
With 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. When I tell you they threw a flag every play for the rest of the damn game. Like, you talking about refs pencil whipping you? Every play, it was a penalty for the rest of it, no matter what we did.
Y'all lost to Mountain Brook? I didn't even realize that. They were all white, Marvin.
We got cheated by Mountain Brook.
They were
bro. You can't be talking about you guys won 29 straight and hung 91 points. Yeah, and y'all only won one state.
More than one more than one state championship, man.
How many you won, though? All right.
Oh, I ain't win none.
All right, that's right. That's what I'm talking about.
I ain't win none.
But he ain't talking about his team like they were on the world's greatest.
Now all I'm saying is that when we lined up against you guys,
my sophomore
we would
year,
have knocked y'all loose.
my sophomore year, we were 22 in the country. My junior year, we were 4 in the country. My senior year, we were 17 in the country.
And
Let's
what
be real
year
clear
out of all
about
that did
this.
you win the state? Which one of those years?
The one that we wanted. It don't matter. We won it, okay? I got my brain back there, sir. All right. Did y'all even make the playoffs?
Every year. Every year. Every
First
year.
First round, then back at home.
Never lost in the first round, my boy. I always made it to the third round.
Y'all season was over before Halloween.
Marvin, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at Central through your lens until I just found out y'all lost to Mountain Brook. Now I just
man, we
got
robbed.
Tainted the whole thing.
Cheated.
All right.
I do believe that.
Hey, but we all know that the best teams are gonna overcome getting cheated by the referees. We all know that.
Yeah, we know about the complainers though. He's on one of the complainer crews.
That's okay. We understand.
So we need you back, sir, because we gotta have you back.
Man, I love to come back, man. So much fun.
Before we close up, I ask this of every former Bama player. Tell me your favorite memory.
My favorite memory. I think that my favorite memory, man, had to come at the spring. Like after the spring game, Alabama had this ritual where we would all go up under the tents and they would have watermelon cut up for us, and we still out there sweating and still with our pads on and stuff, and we know that it's the end of the spring. It's all come to an end, and we made it through. So we
What about that party later on?
Yeah.
B-Side week, baby.
B-Side, yeah. That's my greatest memory of Alabama, man. I never forget it because it just signified an accomplishment, that we did it,
That's what's up. All right. Your favorite ass whooping: Auburn 2001, Tennessee 2002, or LSU 2002?
Favorite ass whooping? I gotta say none of them. Like they all fucking sucked. But out of all of them,
hold. Time out, Zoe. I think like us kicking their tails.
Yeah, ass whipping put on.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't never talk about our scars.
Giving the ass whippings.
Giving the ass whipping. Probably LSU. That was the most satisfying.
Really?
Yeah, why 31 shit. They were talking a lot of trash to us. They supposed to have a stacked defense.
Glenn Dorsey,
probably
is
one of the top defense in the nation. And running back crew, they were supposed to be a loaded team.
They won a national championship the year after that.
Was that Cecil Collins and all those guys?
No, that was Joseph Adai, Dominic Davis, Brandon Tofield.
Yeah.
Who was that linebacker? I forgot that stud linebacker.
They had three of them.
Yeah, they had three of them in there, but Brady James was the one who played for Dallas Cowboys.
And Trev Falk.
And
Kyle Williams was the baby.
When I say we kicked their ass, we kicked, like, even when I talked to Saban, he said that out of all the games that he remember, he said that game there, he ever lovingly got his ass kicked. He said
we gave him a donut, 31-0.
31-0.
Was that Chad Lavallee, Glenn Dorsey, that crew on the D-line?
Yep.
Okay.
So Derek Pope won't tell us this. What did he say to Coach Saban on the sideline that got him in trouble when he got to the Dolphins?
You know what, Justin? I'm gonna call Derek Pope's bluff. I think that was me. I told Saban, stop writing checks that your ass can't cash. I shook his hand and walked away. That was me.
That was you.
That was me. And he thought Pope said it.
Even better. You called Pope to be sat down for 3 games when Saban got to the Dolphins.
That was me that said it. That was me.
I had my run in with Saban at the Dolphins too, man. We played Buffalo Bills, and I was out there blocking the guy. One of our guys late, and I ended up cold cocking the guy because I'm the defender. I always take up for my guys. I got a flag in the game and personal foul. When I came to the sideline, Saban called himself, he gonna chew my ass out. So he all in my face chewing me out, and I yell back at him and say, "You don't see what this guy did? He just hit one of our players late, and here you are in my fucking face. Get out of my face." And one of the guys came over to me afterward and said, "Do you know you just talked to the head coach like that?" And I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
You blacked out.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. But
It's
what
one
I
of those
can
blackout
respect
moments.
is, I'm gonna tell you something. What I respect about Saban is, I went to him after the game, and I called myself going to apologize because it was the heat of the moment. And that guy looked at me and he said, "Zoe, you don't have anything to apologize for." He said, "I won't even hear it."
Wow.
It's
So,
respect.
so the utmost respect. He knew that I was in a heated battle. He knew what was going on. He understood that I wasn't just out there being a dickhead, as they say, running around just hitting guys late. You know, I protected one of my guys and took up for him. The only thing he wanted me to do is do it in a better fashion.
Wow.
Good stuff.
And see, the crazy thing, Justin, a lot of people don't know that's why Zoe and I connected so well. Because I used to piss him off, make his life miserable hell. We sit there, we fight back and forth.
You pissed everybody off. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Zoe and I, we were roommates when we were in summer school.
Yep.
Me, you, Charles, and Dre Fuldrum.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
your mom used to come down and take us grocery shopping. Yeah.
You took all their food.
Those guys, boy. But Smoke ain't lying. That I think that's how we kind of bonded, man. Smoke is the guy, like Mook said, he gets under your skin and he pushes you right to the fucking max. And then all of a sudden he just kind of pulls back and say, "Hey guy, what you mad for?" You know? Like he said it like he could tell. Like, man, I had got so mad at Smoke one time, like, yeah, I'm about to put hands on him. He's like, hey, don't. He was like, hey, don't put your big grimy hands on me. Go put it on somebody your own size. Like, come on, why would you put your hands on a guy my size? Like, come on. So he would make you feel kind of stupid for wanting to grab him and do something with him. But he would make you feel real crazy about it, laugh with you, joke with you, and then get you back cool with him, only to set you up to do it again. Yeah.
Chris James.
It's always love, man.
Yeah, always.
Chris James can attest to that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, me and Chris James got some stories, boy. Oh
boy. Hey, I'm gonna be on with Chris. Hey, I'm gonna do a show in about 20 minutes. Chris gonna be on that one, telling stories. Trust me.
Oh man,
talks a lot. He got him stories. So what do I need to ask him, though?
Look, make sure you talk to Chris. Say, hey man, I heard you went on a trip with Zoe down to Troy, Alabama. What happened?
That would be the first question. It will be on our show in about 20 minutes. Detroit?
Man, it's been an amazing time, though. We should have had you on a long time ago, and we have every reason to bring you back now, sir. It's been a great evening.
Definitely.
So we're going to close things up, and what we're going to do first is go around the room. Everyone can tell the audience how they can find them on the interwebs, and Zoe, you'll go last. Marvin Constant, then we go to Smoke, then Pettey. How can they find you, sir?
It's real easy. Constant 45. It's simple. That's my IG. My ex, Constant 451. Because I'm a winner.
Yeah, you won one damn state championship and talk like you got the greatest damn show in the world. Listen. You catch me and my guy Pettey Mondays 7 Central, 8 Eastern, right here on the Standard Channel. Open and kick. Marvin, tell them what we got coming in June.
Hey, you know, Constantly Smoking is coming, baby. We coming. You know, we gearing up on some things and we getting ready. Hey, we coming. And, you know, as far as the opening kick, I hope you work on Pettey wardrobe because he's dressed like a damn middle schooler right now. Pettey, put that damn shirt on you. What the hell? That has 7th grade written all over it.
Hey, so it's like we back on the day. We back in Rose Towers and back over in the Highlands, bro. It ain't nothing changed.
I tried to go to Baby Gap and they said Marvin had already bought all the shirts, so I had to go.
Go ahead, Pettey.
Look, like my man Smoke said, you can catch me on Monday nights on the opening kick, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Marvin had got me off. Now I'm gonna have to smack you up.
No doubt.
And hey, like I said, after this, I'm on the final whistle. Matt Caddell talks a lot. Chris James, his big brother Dan James, Lushawn Graves. We're going to be over there in about 20 minutes. I guess I'm going to get a story about his trip to Troy with my man Zoe over here. Pettey _Daniel. I always here on the Bama Standard. Appreciate you guys. Zoe, man, nice meeting you tonight. Been great kicking it with you for an hour, brother.
I enjoyed it.
So do you have this in a baby poop green? All right.
Man, look, you just jealous. You just jealous because I got a little more style.
Smoke, how can they find you, sir?
You can find me at Coach Smoke GV Dixon. I got plenty of content on X. I'm always having a top 10 list, some crazy debate. If you're one of them crazy Tennessee fans that want to look for me, don't be that guy because I'll get you again.
Oh, they learned their lesson. So, man, again, absolute honor to have you on, sir. And now that we know someone can go toe-to-toe with Marvin Constant and come out on with victory, we need you back on often.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I enjoyed the show.
Get that out of your mouth.
Look, I enjoyed catching up, man, and setting some of the records straight, you know. But it's been really fun, man. It's been a pleasure giving some insight on some things. And one thing about this show that I like, man, you get the behind the scenes that a lot of people really can't relate to. So I enjoyed it, man. It made me feel like being back in college again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, how can they find you on social media? Are you active or
I'm semi-active, but I do have a Instagram at KT Investments.
Okay.
So at KT Investments. Yeah, sometimes I post on there. Mostly now I post about my kids and stuff. You know, they're in jiu-jitsu. That's kind of like my second thing too. I train as well. It's a mainstay. So, oh yeah, fold them up, lock them up, make them tap.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So look out too, man. My kids' jiu-jitsu clothing line will be coming out pretty soon too.
Okay.
We'll get you guys some shirts and stuff as well.
We'll definitely promote it for sure. But yeah, thank you again, brother. Been an absolute pleasure. This is going to do for all of us here at the Bama Standard. Before you go, hit that like and subscribe button. If you watch the replay, drop it down in the comment section below what you thought about tonight's episode. And we will see you next week. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.